What's going on, guys? We are back in the shop today, and this is the last time that the shop is gonna look like this. That's right, we've got the old girl leaving today. We're actually about to head out, go pack up a bunch of the parts that come with it, and perfect timing. Say what's up to everybody. That's the world.
Hey, how's it going?
My man is here to pick up the Camaro. We're about to get out and get loaded up, and then after that, we're gonna make some room in here and totally transform this shop. There you go. Now you fit in there. Very nice. Oh, you're yeah, that's perfect.
That's the bad thing about being old. It's not as limber as I used to be.
Yeah. So the bottom button is still hooked up to the line lock.
Okay.
So that's all still in, and then the top button isn't hooked up to anything. That was my bump and scramble that I had. You look good in there.
It feels good in here.
I can tell you're incredibly lucky.
To be the right size?
To be the right size, yeah. Because I half was like, man, I hope this guy's not like 6'5", because it's gonna be tight in there. But now you're perfect size.
It should be more fun getting in. Oh no, it's easy.
It's not as bad.
No.
Cool. We didn't even get into this. Tell us who you are and where you're from.
Rusty Parker.
Okay.
I'm from a little town called Concord, Oklahoma, middle of the country, eastern side of Oklahoma.
And you ended up winning this thing and then flew out here. We got U-Haul out front.
Couldn't get here sooner, unfortunately. I had work to do, but I got here as soon as I could. Excited about it. Got to get rid of some vehicles now so I can pay to build this thing. So I got two S10s that are going to hit the market, so nice. I can pay to build a motor for this one.
Damn right. What are you going to do? You going to do LS? Do it.
I don't know yet.
Do the LS.
That seems like what everybody's doing, so I tend to be different. If I could do what I wanted, it would be a big block, but...
Yeah, no, if you could do a big block, it had a big block in it at one time.
That's what I've been looking at both. It will probably stay small tire.
Yeah.
Because that's mainly what goes on around there is small tire stuff. But again, out there where we are, small tires 29.5.
Right.
Yeah, 28s.
You can fit a 29.5 all day.
Yeah. You said you're trying to get that car to 2,600?
25.
2,500. What is this one with a motor and all that?
So I never weighed it because I didn't have the scales. When I did the math on it, based on what the previous owner told me, I was figuring it was going to be about 27 to 28 with an aluminum LS.
Yeah.
So that's part of the reason we're doing that one.
Right.
Because I think that one overall is going to be lighter. You know, 4-link versus ladder bar, factory front suspension versus Mustang 2. There's not that there's anything wrong with Mustang 2. It's just we want to do something different.
Yes.
We got specific goals in mind. It still has the aeromotive pump in there. I would probably run out the filters, like change those out, because we had E85 in this car, but the pump and the filters are all there. You guys have it. The white Camaro is finally gone. Dude, it feels good in here. Like now it feels like we can build a car in here and have some elbow room and everything. There's something I've wanted to do for a long time. I feel like we've got a decently nice shop over here, but it's just not quite there yet. So I think today what we're gonna do is go get some supplies. I know it sounds silly, I know it sounds like a waste of money, but it would make me feel better if we painted the walls in here. We've got tools and stuff here, but we've got nowhere to put them. I've got no toolbox. I've got no, tables. I've got none of that stuff. So I think maybe today we'll spend a few bucks on going out and getting some supplies to get this shop set up. It kind of sucks because it's going to delay us working on the car, but I think that taking the time today to do that is going to pay for itself tenfold in the rest of the building the car process when I have a toolbox to put tools away in, so they're not just scattered all over the floor, and the shop is set up how I want it, and I can do what I need to do in the way I want to do it. So let's go shopping. Alright, I think we got some colors. Walls, window trim and stuff. I think it'll look good. Gang time, baby. She gave me the big stick. 5 gallons of paint is not light. Man, I'm pumped up. You guys can see we just kind of moved the car over to more the middle, and it's like there's light years more room in here. It's insane how much room there is when you only have one car instead of 2 cars. So we're probably going to fill some of that stuff up. But we got everything off the walls, away from the walls, at least the ones we're going to start. The girls are headed over. So once the girls get here, we'll let them see the color, and then we'll let the kids go crazy with some paintbrushes for a little bit. Luckily, this is just their like wood walls, super insulated. I really wish that we could do the floor, but I don't own this place, I rent it. My landlord's not gonna give a crap that I painted the walls. We're just gonna make it nicer in here. But I just don't think, you know, 150 bucks in paint, good investment. The floors are a bit more expensive and a lot more work. I just don't know that it's worth the investment until I can maybe one day convince him to sell this place to me, but we'll see. You know, it sounds silly, but I think it's really going to make for better videos. I think that you guys are going to enjoy it. So it's worth, like I said, the paint was like 150 bucks. It's not, you know, it's just time in doing it. But it's going to make an overall better product, better videos for you guys. Plus, the nicer this space is, the nicer this thing is going to turn out. I think that's going to be the way it works. I feel like if you're live in chaos and hectic and everything else, like, this becomes a result of it. Don't get me wrong, we've done a really bang up job at this point with what we've got, but I think that having a nice space to do it in and do future projects in, it's a good investment for us. So I got 2 colors. You ready, babe?
Is one of the colors pink?
We thought about purple.
Woo!
What's your purple?
So you got right. Ew.
Huh? Is that not good?
No. It's a color.
It's a color.
It's a color. I got a big stick.
Looking for some liveliness. Orange,
No.
pink, blue, green.
Honestly, I think it's a little too light. Yeah, I want it to go
Usually
dark.
gets darker when it dries, though.
Yeah, we'll see. Just like here, can you fill this bucket up with this color?
You got a whole big bucket and you're like, meh,
Yeah.
maybe not.
Well, because I wanted to do darker. Brandon was like, we're gonna blame Brandon on it.
Oh wow, Brandon. Brandon.
Yeah, well.
It'll get a little darker when it
Yeah.
dries.
Huh?
I said it'll get a little darker when it dries.
I think it'll.
What, you a paint expert now?
No, I mean I've seen paint dry before. I mean,
He's watched paint dry. Can you hand me my big stick, Ella?
I can't.
My big stick?
Oh, there it
Here. Yeah, you hand it to me.
is. Big on.
Look at that. We didn't make a mess. See? No mess. Alright, you want one?
Big on.
he said no prep, no mess.
No prep, no mess. Okay, good. Alright, you know how to do this, Ella? Huh?
Do you know how to paint?
You know how to paint? I'll paint a wall. How do you do it? Exactly.
You roll it in and then you roll it
Come here,
on.
look. We got a little paint in here. Come here, look. Roll it on. Alright, so we've got the first coat down on this, and I don't know how well you guys can see it in the camera, but because this is like plywood, I don't know why they use plywood for the walls, but they did. So they use plywood, so like there's a bunch of little areas where it's like indented, and there's like some white showing through. I'm thinking another coat on the walls here. Oh, she just broke something. No, that face looks like you just broke something.
No! I
I would not do such a thing. For a minute.
So I'm gonna do another coat on these. I got some black paint for the window and the trim and that kind of stuff. And I think it's just gonna look really, really nice. I was hoping to get done painted tonight, so that way tomorrow we can go shopping for the other stuff we need. But you'll see, like once you guys see what I had in my mind, when it all comes together, you'll be like, oh man, that's some slick, yeah, we're working on it. So let me get another coat on this and then we'll see what that black looks like. I think it's gonna look real good. Tuxedo black, that's what I got. It dries darker.
It does dry
But I'm
darker.
looking at the swatch, and the swatch looks great.
I mean, there's 16 different blacks, but when I held the two things up against each other in the store, it looked good. The best I got. All right, it's day 2 of this project that I thought was only gonna take a day, but you know, it'd be like that. We got a bunch of the walls done. Started looking at knocking out the window trim. I really like the black, the tuxedo black, which really isn't that black. But we got a bunch of those walls mostly done. So we're gonna do the top up here. And then we're on to this side. So we're over halfway finished. Meatball, what are you painting? Huh?
No.
You painting something? Layla's already starting on the 4th wall. She's all the way down there getting it. So then once we can hopefully get all this painting finished up, then we gotta put everything back, clean everything up, clean the shop, and then it's time I get to go shopping again. Yeah.
I never thought
Because we get what?
you'd be the most shoppingest guy.
The most shoppingest?
Most shoppingest guy.
Well, we need somewhere
It's a
to
word, man.
we need somewhere to put this stuff. We need some storage.
That is true.
Yeah, we need some stuff in here to make it a little more organized. So we're gonna work on that next. But for now, back to painting. Next time you see this wall, it'll be complete. I hope. Oh, we are so close to the finish line. We got this wall knocked out. Windows, door up there. It's looking really good in here. Now I just have one section of gray left to do. I gotta move this crap, do the gray, and then we can clean this whole shop up, find some way to store all of this stuff, make less of a mess of this joint, and then we can finally get back to work. But I'm telling you right now, like, let me just give you guys a preview of what I'm talking about. Like, just when we film in here, right? Like, how much better does that look now? Now, granted, Brandon will get it right because that's still a lot of light, and I just use the camera on auto mode. He manually sets it, but like, yeah, see, it'll help us drastically. So let me get this knocked out, and then maybe get to some fun stuff. It's starting to come together. We got a bunch of new shelves so we can put all this stuff up. We got to figure out, that was Brandon's desk, but I don't know, maybe we'll get him a regular desk or something. I got another shelf here, but I was really thinking, I like those, and I think those might be helpful over here for parts, but we're getting through the trash and stuff, getting a bunch of stuff out of here, but it's getting to the point now where I think I need to go on a little shopping spree here, because I want to put stuff away, but if you don't have a place to put it, you can't put stuff away.
So what are you gonna buy?
I don't know. I've been going back and forth. It's like, I want to get a big toolbox. I don't want to spend that much money. Now it's like, well, maybe we'll just start with a tool cart. Need a little box for the drawers. I don't know.
Just go with a tool box.
You paying for it?
No.
Right.
You're paying for it,
If
but
I'm, right. I still got parts to buy for this car. So,
partners.
fortunately, you know, SHITBOX needed shelves and stuff anyway, and I did manage to sell a couple used parts, so I got a little bit of extra, what I call plate cash, that we can kind of finish this project up with. But man, it looks really good in here. I cannot wait to start, once this is cleaned up, and actually start filming videos in here. Man, it's gonna be dope. So, and if you're close to Dover, Delaware, we have a whole lot of rocket prep in stock. We've got black, blue, red, we got them all. And there's some brakes I want to sell. I think they came off a '69 Camaro, aerospace components. I've got new bolt kit, new lines, I think new pads as well, somewhere floating around in here. Trying to sell those. Now I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. Harbor Freight did not sponsor this video, but they probably should have. We're about to go in here and see if I can make a whole garage under $1,000. I want to stay under $1,000, an entire garage, including a toolbox. Do you think we can do it? And all the tools I need?
Including the toolbox?
Including the toolbox.
I don't know.
Let's find out. When I was like, you know, doing the paint and stuff, was I was like, oh, we'll do this slate gray and the black. But then after we put some of the shelves up in there, the black shelves, I think we need to go straight up all black. Black on black on black. We could probably get away with this for what we need right now. And that's only $269. That's what we need. Right there. Nice box, but this is like $1,500 plus $700 for this hutch. Yeah, we don't need all that. Because the toolbox thing is on sale, we're undecided, we're gonna start with tools and then see how much money we have left over for the box. Pittsburgh. Alright, so we need SAE metric, so there's 30 bucks, right? The adapter set, I need one of those at home. That would be 35. Marble extension for 15. Get some pliers for 10 because I got the inside track club. We're gonna need that. We're at 94. We'll get ourselves a little welding table at 90. Bam. $20. Very good investment. The little socket organizers. The T-handle set, another 20. We're up to 225 right now. Not a huge fan of the way these look. They look kind of cheesy. It's 27. How much are those? 11.
11.
We're going with the $11 cheesy ones. 265. Come alive. There we go. 1 pounder, $2.50. $7. And then a regular $6. Why not? We're hammered. Oh, we need pry bars. They got pry bars here. $15. We have crossed the $300 mark. We're at $305. So the problem with these tool carts, at least in what is this Series 2 stuff, is if you don't get the gray one, every other one has chrome bolts, chrome logos, chrome handles. They got the thing to put over handles, but you can't do nothing about the bolts, the wheels, everything. So I think we're gonna have to go with gray just to keep matching our theme in the shop. This is a really stupid thing. Like, I've spent 20 minutes going over this or more. We're gonna go with gray, I think. Push it right in there. Sweet, buddy. Sweet. Comes with some instructions. We're gonna need those. It's a different gray than the walls.
Yeah.
I think ultimately black would have been the best, but I wasn't putting black and chrome. I hate that. And then on top of that, the other cart was like $600. Alright, so this project has taken dramatically longer than I wanted. Note to you guys, if you have plywood walls, it's going to take a lot more paint and volume and time than you originally expect. So definitely keep that in mind. But we're finally at a point now where it is close enough to the finish line. We don't have, you know, decorations and that kind of stuff hung yet, but we need to get back to work on the race car. So without wasting any more time, welcome to the new shop, guys. See, Mallory's over there working on some SHITBOX orders. We've got this whole wall now. I still need to put the welding table together, but we got a tool cart. I know it sounds stupid, but it's huge. The amount of time I've spent in here just looking for a tool because we didn't have anywhere to put them, so they just ended up everywhere. Very nice to have. We're getting Brandon set up in the back here, little desk action. We actually have a 3D printer on the way that's going to be here today, so that's going to help with making some parts. I've been wanting to make some parts or do some different stuff. That's going to help us out tremendously. But now we've got all this room. Like, remember earlier the Camaro was here and we were like, you know, just trying to move around. Now we've got all the space in the world to get around it. Absolutely everywhere we need to go. All the way around this side, everything. And should make for a much better and smoother build process. Now, I did all this for two reasons. Number one, because we had the new space and I was tired of just being crammed up. I wanted to get things at least a little organized in here, and this may not even be the final rendition of it all. I'm sure we'll buy more shelves and more stuff like that. We got a bunch more shelves. We got a lot of stuff figured out on the SHITBOX side, and then just having the space here. And then the other thing is that I wanted to make better videos for you guys. It's going to be a nicer backdrop, nicer videos. We noticed that with the white walls and with the really good lighting in here, it was kind of causing some problems with the camera, so decided to change that up. Like I said, it took me a lot longer than I wanted it to. But now that we've got all that wrapped up, I've got a truck bed full of trash that we need to go get up out of here. And once that is done, we can take all of our attention, or at least most of it, and get back to the Pomon. We have still got quite a bit to do. I do believe we have a set of 23-inch coilovers that are being made for us, so we'll end up having to do a custom long travel kit, but those coilovers were being made. We can't really do much until that's there, or until that comes in. I'm thinking about redoing the turbo kit, like I said, turning it sideways, putting it up and in. To do that, I need to get some more bars because we need to weld a new support in and all of that. I want to get the doors hung, but I want to, this is one of the things I wanted to see if we could make with the 3D printer so I could send it off and have it cut. I want to make a plate that goes where the original door mounted, so this way I can weld the rod that comes out for the fiberglass doors, and we can still have the factory adjustability. You see these things adjust, and this way we can still adjust the door over time, or even if we want to go back to steel doors, we can take it off and we can still mount the steel door right there. So we got to do that. I've got to get all of these pieces out for all of the Lexan. I stuffed the wood of the Lexan. We got to get a seat in there. We've got to run brakes. We have to, I'm really going to have to start tackling soon the trunk area because we got to get a fuel cell in there. We got to get an air to water tank in there. We have to get the radiator. We got to figure that out. So there's still a lot that needs to be figured out in the rear of the car. So I want to go pick up some more tubing so we can kind of start building off of, you know, the tubes back there and figure that stuff out. So unfortunately, that's going to be it for today's video, but we're probably not going to stop filming. We're probably going to start filming the next video once I figure out what part of this project we're tackling next. But I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for staying patient. I hope that you enjoy the new scenery, the new views in here. We'll get some pictures on the wall, we'll get some logos, we'll do the whole thing as time goes on, but right now I'm ready to get back to work on the Camaro. So I'll see you guys next time.